let me share with you guys what Coach K said last night. I think it's important for everybody to be thinking about this. Last night, as a consultant, I'm giving this message to everybody. And I was thinking about the entire time, what should I share? So I gave 150 pictures over the years of what we've done. And I found one of Tom's favorite pictures. I'm telling history, stuff that we've done. We're laughing. We're going through. It's a great story. But one of the things was that all of us in life, yesterday we're having breakfast, the conversation we had with Adam. I don't know if you remember that conversation.
I do remember that conversation, sir.
Yeah, incredible conversation we had is, how do you measure a man? Like, what is a man? If I ask you what is a man, not the chromosome man, not the funny stuff that we're talking about.
What is a woman?
No, I'm not talking about that game. I'm talking about how do you measure a man? Wouldn't you look at a man and say, man, that's a man's man? What does a man's man need to do to be a man? There's levels in life. There's levels in wealth. There's levels in sports. There's levels in greatness. There's levels in being a man. And unfortunately, a lot of times, especially nowadays, we are living in an era where the same way women are kind of going through the era of what? I don't need a man. I don't need this. J-Lo just said something last night. She said, after being married 5 times or whatever, I have decided I'm choosing me.
Oh, God.
I'm choosing me. You're choosing you? What are you choosing, bro? How old are you? This is it. After 4 divorces and 6 different engagements, 56-year-old singer Jennifer Lopez says she's done with marriage and she's choosing herself, right? I know, oh my God, she's so amazing. Good for you for choosing you. Good for you for doing this. There's nothing more unattractive than a single woman in her 50s that's wealthy. No one's interested. Nobody is. Maybe a 22-year-old that wants to come marry you and get half your wealth 5 years later, but people are not interested. But this is like this new era. I don't need a man. I can do my own thing. And for men, guess what men are going through? Screw you. You want to do this? I don't want any responsibilities. Don't give me any responsibilities. I'm going to choose me too. So who wins? You know who wins? The enemy wins. Who's the enemy? The enemy is another country. The enemy is another denomination. The enemy is another philosophy, ideology that doesn't match with the Western ideology that became the greatest country in the world. It doesn't match with freedom of speech. It doesn't match with freedom of assembly. It doesn't match with freedom of religion. It just doesn't. So men are sitting there, they're going on a strike. Screw you. I'm choosing me too. Now what? And so neither one of them are right. So the whole idea of men, we measure men based on more responsibilities they carry. What they do for their family, what they do for their kids, what they do for their communities, what they do for their state, for their country, for their church. That's a man's man. There's layers to it, right? So last night I talked about the 6 levels we all go through. Number 1 is we're lost. Mm-hmm. Number 2, somebody finds us and believes in us and says, hey, I believe in you. I think you can do X, Y, Z. Maybe you find God. Maybe you find church. Maybe you find a good influence in your life. Number 3, you finally commit. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose to change my life. Number 4, lifestyle changes. You're living a better lifestyle. You're living in a better place. You have some money in the bank. You're feeling confident. You're feeling good about yourself. And then phase number 5, if you can skip it, good for you. Phase number 5 is when you get bored, when you get entitled, when you get ungrateful, when you forget about all the people that helped you. Like, no one helped me. I did all this for myself. And then finally, hopefully, you go to phase number 6, which is choosing legacy, choosing history, choosing to do something big with your life. And Coach K is speaking on stage. I'm listening to this man, walking up. Him and I are talking, and I'm, if you ever see me taking pictures with Guy, I'm touching his shoulders. I'm like, holy moly, Coach K, you got some traps. He's like, who the hell is this guy? Like putting his arms all around me, all this stuff. I'll post the story on Instagram afterwards. He's on stage. He says when he was a young man, 10 years old or something, playing basketball, his mom tells him a story, and it's the story of Bus. He says, Mom, I want to go play. Leave me alone. He says, no, Michael, specifically said Michael, not Mike. Michael, stay here. I have to tell you the story. What's that? In life, you better get on the right bus. He says, Mom, which bus are you talking about? I got to go play basketball. Because Coach K ended up playing at one point for Bobby Bowden. No, not
Bobby Knight?
Bobby Knight. He played for Bobby. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think in the military.
That's right, because he was in the Army.
Yeah, correct.
So she's like, what are you talking about with the bus? He says, if you're going to get on someone's bus, you better choose the right bus. And if you're going to be the driver on your bus, you better choose the right people to get on your bus. If you allow the wrong people to get on your bus, life will be destroyed. And if you get on the wrong bus, your life will be destroyed. So for you watching this right now, before we get into all these stories, I don't want to say this at the end. Normally I would say that at the end, but I just want to open it up with this monologue. It's amazing what can happen to any one of our lives if you choose to have the right people in your ear, and if you choose to raise your standards. It's one of the hardest things to do as young men. Well, men nowadays are afraid of responsibilities. No, kids. No, 1.59 childbirth per woman. No, I don't want any responsibilities. But that's not what a leader does. That's not what a man's does. That's not what a man that wants to be looked back later on when they come to your funeral, they're looking at you saying, holy moly, this man changed my life. This is my father. Men are sitting there, women are sitting there at your funeral saying, I am so proud to have had a relationship with this person. And that kind of a person only happens when you choose to make a decision in your life. And it's not easy to do. It's very hard to do. But I just wanted to open up with that. Do whatever you want with the story. Last night was just a very special night for me. I've been in this business for 25 years, in the financial insurance business. Most of you guys only know me as a podcaster. You don't know what I do on the business side. I'm meeting with all these CEOs that are running multi-billion-dollar insurance companies, all these different conversations. The industry changed our lives. But if it's the right person watching this, if this message resonated with you, graduate from lost to found to committed. And then try to skip the entitled, the bored, the no one helped me out, I did it all myself, the lack of gratitude phase, and pursue legacy and history. Because great things are around the corner. I do believe the future looks bright. I'm convinced the future looks bright. Every time I say the future looks bright, it's amazing. Half the people in the world want to convince me that it doesn't look bright. But it's unfair. You don't know. You're only saying that's because you have money. I said that when I was broke, $49,000 in debt, and I had nothing, and I said the future looks bright. I don't know why. I said the future looks bright. It's a mentality, it's a mindset that every one of us can have. That's what we believe in. That's what our brand's all about. Yesterday, a guy comes up to me, one of these insurance executives. I saw your son selling a shoe that says future looks bright. I said, yeah. So what are you going to sell next? I said, what do you mean, what am I going to sell? You're saying it as if it's bad to sell something. And he kind of got checked real quick. I'm like, you sell life insurance, bro. I've been proud to sell life insurance my entire life. But I respect anybody that sells anything. We're at a podcast say they sold us this place. And guess what? They have so many people working here. It's like over preparation for us. Typically, I'm like trying to get focused on what I'm doing. Do you guys need this? Do you guys need that? I'm like, holy shit. Like unreasonable hospitality. These guys are on steroids here. But they're selling themselves. I freaking love it. This is what business and life is all about. You ought to be proud of it. Whatever you're doing, if you're going to be industrious, be proud of what you're doing. Anyways, I don't want to go on a rant because I want to go into the stories. But last night was a very, very special night for anybody that was there. Love you guys. What a historic night. I'm going to post some of the pictures. We got so many great stories from last night. Everybody crushed it. And congratulations to Chris and Vecina Hart.
I was just going to mention that.
They were on fire.
You got to give a shout out to
MVP.
Can I ask you just one quick follow-up on this?
Yes.
By the
What
way,
a family.
amazing night. Shout out to PHP. Shout out to Integrity. Shout out to Chris Hart, who won the MVP, I believe. Shout out to Sapala. Vargas's.
Earned.
Here's my question for you on these 6 phases that we all go through.
Yes.
We've all been lost. We all found we get someplace where we're going.
Yep.
We get committed. Then you get the lifestyle, and lifestyle creep sets in. All right, I get a nicer car. I get a nicer clothes. To me, the biggest challenge is...
Some people get nicer cars, but I'm
That's
just
true.
maybe you
Not
get a
me,
nicer
not
Uber.
me.
Better Uber Black. Uber Black.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Better
They get a
Ubers.
driver's license, then they
better friends.
Yes.
But to me, phase 5 is where reality sets
is.
in. And where it's like, all right, I've made some money. I've done some things.
Yep.
And it's natural, maybe a week, or 2, a month. All right.
Yep.
How do you avoid going into, I'm the man kind of vibe now and get back to work?
You know who's the first people you don't want to be around when you're going through that phase of boredom? Ungrateful, entitled, arrogant, rebellion, like everything's about you. Mm-hmm. You know who the people you hate the most in those seasons? You know who the people you hate the most?
Tell me.
The people that'll tell you the truth.
Oh.
The people that'll check you in
The
a
truth
heartbeat.
tellers?
You cannot stand the high standard people. All you want to do is be surrounded by people that want to flatter you. Mm-hmm. And flattery is one of the worst drugs in the world. It's deception. It's manipulation. It's gamification. It's finding a way to divide between you and high standards. Whether it's your wife who doesn't want you to work too hard, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your brother, whether it's your sibling, whether it's your best friend that still wants you to party, he doesn't want you to go and become a family man because he's going to lose you at the nightclubs. I'll never forget a friend of mine, Devine. I absolutely love Devine. Till today, I think about that guy. I can tell you his phone number. I can tell you his birthday. The only guy that when I was in the Army, when I came back, I stayed with him for 18 days. I lived at his place for 18 days. Baharians. Devine, whoever sends you this video, I love you. I worked with this guy at Burger King 30 years ago. 30 years ago? Yeah, maybe 31 years ago. I worked with him at Burger King, me, Devine, and Kogan. And Devin was the drive-through guy, legendary drive-through guy. He was a good drive-through man. He was fast.
What do you mean the drive-through guy?
He was
the guy that you heard.
The guy you would come and buy
stuff.
stuff.
Burger King.
But if you work at Burger King, your drive-through, that's a promotion.
Wow.
Eddie,
and that was really
who was
his
our
voice, by the way.
manager, never gave me the drive-through job. I said, Eddie, he says, you're just a chef.
You were the CEO of Burger Flipping.
I would do Whopper, no onions. Boom, boom, boom. That was me, right?
Quick.
So let me be a cashier. He says, you talk to people too much. Stay back. I was the biggest chef they had, and I intentionally call myself chef.
Yes.
I was a chef. Okay?
At Burger
Chef
King.
David at Burger King, right? Devin one day calls me. We used to party a lot together. He calls me. He says, hey, Pat. I said, what's up? He says, hey, man, you ain't coming to the clubs anymore. I says, yeah, bro, I'm done. He says, what are you doing right now? I said, I'm studying stocks. It's Saturday night. He says, I'm sorry, what are you doing? I said, I'm studying stocks, trying to see what to do. I'm trying to get my securities, all this other stuff. He says, Pat, we're going to the club tonight. Come with us. I says, I have no interest. He says, Pat, let's go to the club. We're going to have a good time. I said, Devin, I'm not coming to the club. We had gone to a party with one of my friends, Armin, bless his soul, and another guy named Mesrop. He'll remember this. Mesrop, Armin, and Devin should remember this. We're at a club. We went to see a girl. She was there. We said hi. Some stupid things happened there. Again, this is not the club. This is the party in Burbank. Up in Angelino. I don't know if some of the people from there know. It's close to the, what is the spot at top of Burbank, Tom? That place that was the makeout place.
Not Castaway.
No, say it.
Castaway.
Yeah, Castaway.
Glendale.
Tom, what was it?
Well, let me
I
tell
don't
you.
know. I was always up at the top.
Where you were
of,
necking all
I
the back.
told,
you know.
I told Devin.
getting a parking ticket.
Something happened that
night.
night. I said, I'm done. I have no desire to be here. I moved on. Devin calls me and says, I miss the old Pat. I will never forget that phone call. When he says, Pat, I miss the old Pat.
The Pat that used to party.
Yes. And for a split second, I was like, damn, that hurt. And then I was shell-shocked. And if he remembers this, he's probably going to text me. If he remembers this, I said, I don't miss the old Pat.
That's what matters.
I am done. Period. Until you're not too, this doesn't mean we can't reminisce. This doesn't mean we can't laugh. This doesn't mean we can't sit there and talk about the stories. But I didn't miss the old Pat. I had seen my dad that almost died. Life was changing quickly. Chaos everywhere. I have not a single penny to my name. And you want me to go and party to do what? With people that just want to do ecstasy, roll, drink water at 2 o'clock. We go to Naked, then we go to this other club. I'm out. I was done. And life changed. So for you, when you're going through that phase, the hardest thing about going through the ungrateful, bored, entitled phase is having people around you that tell you what you want to hear versus what you need to hear. The people that are around you that tell you what you need to hear are the most annoying people in the world. Are the most annoying people in the world. There's scripture tells us, Tom, you can. I'm going to paraphrase this, that a kiss from an enemy versus the truth from a friend. You can find this, Rob. There's
That's right.
faithful
better
are
is-
the wounds of a friend, but the
Yep.
kisses of an enemy are deceitful.
And the wounds of a friend are sharp words of truth.
Yes. So guess what? You want that? That's tough. Yeah. That is so hard. And unfortunately, I've been that guy for a lot of people, and most of the time they don't like it, but it's not changing because we got a big vision of what we want to do. Very simple.
This is why so many athletes get those posses, which is old friends and everybody and their new contract, and it all ends in tears because they get wiped out, they're buying stuff. No one's there to help them build structure. And if they get a good coach, they talk about Dean Smith, they talk about Coach Krzyzewski. How many players have talked about the influence of that
Changed
college
my life,
coach?
changed this.
Exactly.
That's right. In a big way. Okay. So, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, like, just really fast. When I was sitting there yesterday with Adam, and I'm looking at this list, because everything in my head, I'm like, how does this apply to me? And then when I saw Lost, I go, Lost, L.A., friends passed away, COVID, life was going down. I found you. I found you on, I saw the picture of you, and I saw David. I go, my cousin's Mike's name is David. Click, boom, found, and then came here, lifestyle change, gave myself to Christ, stopped drinking. And by the way, I was nervous because I was like, am I bored and entitled? I go, no, I'm not in the bored and entitled, but now it's the legacy. And
You can graduate that.
But that was your commitment
You can
stage.
graduate that. We never even hit it.
That's what I'm saying. Is in my mind, I'm like, wait, meaning I was bored of who I wanted to recreate myself, but I'm like, I wasn't entitled to anything. So when I saw it, I was like, holy crap, that's for everybody has to go through it.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Your commitment stage is one of the most
my-
inspiring things I've ever seen.
My
Thanks,
oldest
Tommy.
son
I
is
love
on the
you.
other side, and Tico, wherever you are, I think you're somewhere here with
loves
us.
bow ties.
He's in the back. He's trying to get a job over here. He kind of likes these guys
There's
a lot.
Tico back there. He's
there's
looking.
Tico back
He
there.
sees.
Putting bow ties in a shredder.
Yesterday, they're coming back, And it's 12 o'clock, and they left a little bit. 11 o'clock, you guys are leaving. What did Tico tell you? And
we're in the car.
Rob, can you put up that picture with him in the bow tie? Watch this. So I'm putting up the bow tie, and he's like sick. And I told him, Tico, I'm doing this tie.
Good, Tico.
Tell me. This is a story only him and Dylan know. I said, Tico, I'm doing the bow tie tight. Look how sick it is.
No, it's ridiculous.
I said, is your voice changed? And he goes like this, it's not tight. I said, you sure it's not tight? And what does he say last night?
We're in the car going back, me, Jen, and Rob. And then I'm like, man, I got to get to the room. I got to prep for the podcast and pack because we're leaving. And then Tico goes just like this. He goes, I'm going to get back to the room. I'm going to take off this bow tie, and I'm going to set it on fire. he hates bow ties.
Dude, I asked him if he likes bow ties. He said he does.
He hates them.
Hang on, Tico. It's a
Look at that
non-smoking
face.
room.
Look at that face.
You make
bro.
it look good, Tico, man. By the way, Tico,
I will tell you, I'm proud of that guy, man.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I'm proud of that guy.
He's an inch away from being Tom's height at 13 years old.
True.
He's going places.
And
anyway,
possibly smarter than Tom.
Yeah, well,
I think
that's
he's got work to do.
That's a big
That's a
leap.
bit
The
stretch.
world is taller than me.
yeah. Every year, folks, there's threats. When you're in business, when you're building your business, whatever you're doing. This year, we are releasing our annual Top 20 Threat Report coming up at a free webinar on August 19, 6 p.m. with a white paper that will be given to everybody. These are threats that we personally go through ourselves. We now have grown our business the last couple of years from 20 employees, 30 employees to now 164 full-time employees. This is not ICs. This is not independent contractors. I'm talking that's on the Valuetainment side. And then on the PHV side, we're dealing with a complete different threats. So we're simply taking all of those threats and we're sharing it with you to be ready with it. Some of it is evergreen threats. Some of it is emerging green. Some of it is black swan threats. But it's things that you need to know about. So if you haven't yet registered for this, I think I'm saying this for the first time today, but maybe you've seen some of the ads other places. Go to vtwebinar.com. Again, vtwebinar.com. Sign up for it. Anybody that's on there at the end of it, we will give the white paper of the 20 threats to all of you. Again, go to vtwebinar.com, register for it, and we'll share it with you. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.